Good day, everyone. I thought today I'd show you guys a deck profile of my favorite deck, Blackwings. I've been playing this deck for about 8 years now. This is one of my favorite decks. It actually is what got me into 5Ds, which ended up being my favorite series from the entire Yu-Gi-Oh universe. But I guess let's go ahead and I'll show you guys my deck. And now keep in mind, this isn't tournament. I do update this deck quite a bit every single time that they usually come out with something new that I can use for it. But I don't go to tournaments. I haven't been to tournaments in a long time, and this is something that I just play, you know. I don't bother really getting too competitive with it. But I've been playing this game since it came out in 2002, so I've quite a long time. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and start. Alright. So first, got 3 Blackwing, Simoon the Poisonous Wind. This is a very good card. I love it because it works so well with Black Whirlwind. You summon it by discarding a card, and you can automatically, when it goes and when it's summoned, you can bring out Black Whirlwind from your deck and activate it, which allows you to set up for the next play for this guy. So 2 Oster the Poison, or Oster of the South Winds. This is beneficial. I don't run 3 in the deck only because it can clog, so you don't want to run 3. 2's pretty much perfect in my opinion, because it does get its effect, and it can bring back a monster that was removed from play, which is really good because you can get it to bring out Squall or any other card and set up for your synchro, since this is a very synchro reliant deck. Next, 3 Boras. This guy is amazing because you can special summon him as long as you have a face-up Blackwing monster on the field, and you can keep doing it as many times as you want. So if you end up bringing it back to your hand, you can special summon it again, and I think that is really good. And it's just constant. It's a good flowing card, and I love its effect because it does have piercing damage, which makes it really beneficial. I've got 3 Gale, the Whirlwind. Love Gale. This is probably, next to Blackwing Armor Master, is my favorite card in the deck. I have nothing bad to say about it. It's the same thing as Bora the Spear, except you can cut your opponent's monster's attack in half, and you can special summon it as many times as you want. If it keeps coming back to your hand, you can special summon it again, and its effect is really good. Alright, next we have 3 Blackwing Chris the Crack of Dawn. Really good card. He can be special summoned. He can only do it once per turn, but you can special summon if you have a face-up Blackwing monster in the field. Your opponent can't activate any trap cards or spells, and when he attacks, which is really good. Plus he's a 1900 level 4, and you can't go wrong with that. 3 Kalute the Moonshadow. Most people don't run this card anymore. I actually really like it because to me it's like a Blackwing Honest. It gives them exactly 1400 attack, which can really help you, especially if you have like Bora on the field. You can pump it up, and it does piercing damage, which that really is a good thing. Plus it's a level 3, so I can set up for if I have a level 6 synchro. 3 Blizzard the Far Norths. He's the only monster in this deck that really has to be normal summoned. When he's normal summoned, I can special summon from my graveyard a level 4 or lower Blackwing monster. He's really good because if I have something in the graveyard, like if I play Foolish Burial and I dump something in the graveyard, I can special summon it, and I can set it up for a level 6 synchro. 1 Blackwing Zephyros the Elite, you only should probably play one Zephyros the Elite in any Blackwing deck, just because you can only use the effect once per duel. So it's really good for that one time, and then basically it gets removed from play. You're not really able to use it for the rest of the duel. It's really good because it can, if it's in the graveyard, I can return a face-up card I control to my hand, which meaning like Black Whirlwind or Swords or a monster, and I can special summon it from the graveyard. I lose 400 life points, but that's nothing compared to, you know, how good he is. And then last but not least for the monsters is one Blackwing Orochi the Squall. This is really good. It's a level 1 tuner, and it can be special summoned if I have a Blackwing monster on the field. Also, if he's used for a synchro summon of a Blackwing monster, he can make one of your opponent's face-up monster switch to defense position, which can be beneficial, so it's kind of a nice little add-on to it. Alright, so now we have the traps and spells. So, you got running 3 Black Whirlwinds. You should always run 3 Black Whirlwinds in a deck, because of the effect. This makes it flow so much easier and just so much better if you run 3 in the deck. Basically, you just as you normal summon a monster, you can add to your hand a Blackwing monster from your deck that has a lower attack, which is constant synergy, because you can bring out like Chris. You can use that to search for pretty much anything, or if you have like Boar the Spear, you can use that to search for Gale and set up for level 7 synchro plays, which in this deck level 7s are the most commonly used. Alright, 3 Dark Eruptions. Dark Eruption's really good just because of the add a dark monster from my graveyard with 1500 or less attack and add it to my hand. That's always really good. I can use it to get back Blizzard or Gale or Kalutha Moonshadow even and stuff, and just, you know, synchro again. Alright, 3 Allure of Darkness. Allure of Darkness, most people don't even use in this deck anymore. I still do because I love the draw power effect of it. Just remove from play a Blackwing monster or a dark monster from your hand, and you can draw 2 cards. 3 Against the Wind. Now, I play this card because I really like the effect of it. I love the idea of, you know, being able to bring back any Blackwing monster from my deck and add it to my hand. I don't really care if I lose life points. I mean, if I lose like 13 or 14 or 1500 or something, it's not really that bad because the deck's going so fast and everything, it doesn't even really matter. Plus, it adds more stuff back to your hand to where you can keep synchroing. I have 2 Mystical Space Typhoon, 2 MSTs. This is just for backfield destruction or anything that I need to get rid of anything in their backfield so I can attack. Alright, 3 Foolish Burials. Now, most people don't run Foolish Burial just because 3 of them in this deck, just because like you're only using it for the Zephyros the Elite, but I know I can use it for anything that if I want to bring out with Blackwing, Blizzard, the Far North. So I always tend to at least add 3. That way it also gives me a chance to draw and put Zephyros in the Elite in my graveyard for it. Alright, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster. Now, you may see this is a little different. This is a Korean version. I actually got this as a freebie, believe it or not, when I was ordering online. And I just had to put it in the deck because I love Harpy's Feather Duster. I know it's banned. I don't really care. I play it because it's, in my opinion, it's better than the Heavy Storm if you're able to, you know, actually play it and stuff. But this is good. This is for backfield destruction. Just get rid of everything in your opponent's backfield. Alright, 1 Swords of Revealing Light. Standards. It's a staple in any deck. You know, 3 turns, you can make your opponent wait. Raigeki. This is really amazing. This just wipes your opponent's field. I love that they did unban this card. It made it a lot easier to actually get, and then they reprinted it. This is from the original LOB, so I was really happy to get it. And then last but not least for the spells and traps, 3 Icarus Attacks. This is the only trap card I have in this deck. Sacrifice a Winged Beast type monster, destroy 2 cards on the field. That's really good. So you set it, you set a card, and then wait till your opponent's turn. You want something to be able to destroy, you sacrifice it. And then with this deck, you don't really have to worry about it because most of the time you're going to be bringing your Blackwing back to your hand or whatever, or from the graveyard, so you can, you know, use it, and it's more beneficial towards you. Alright, so now let's go towards the extra deck. First is going to be Blackwing Armor Master. People don't run this anymore. I do. I love Armor Master. This is probably my favorite card in this deck. I consider it, you know, really near and dear to me. He's really good. He's also able to stop your opponent's attacks because he can't be destroyed by battle, and he places wedge counters on your opponent's monster, and, you know, attack with it, you can make their attack and defense become 0. So it's a good little. Next, I only have one. I plan on getting more. Blackwing full Armor Master. I was so excited when this came out because he's amazing. You can use Simoon and Oster to bring this guy out, and he basically, with Oster's effect and his, you can wipe your opponent's field. 2, Rarity, the Rain Shower. He's really good. I love the effect that he has, that as long as I have Blackwings on the field, when he gets Synchro Summon, I can destroy your opponent. You can destroy your opponent's cards up to the number of Blackwing monsters that you control. Other ones, but with this deck it's easy to get out like 4 of them at a time. 1 Chidori, the Rain Sprinkling, sorry. Really good. He can add, it's an extra synchro from the graveyard and stuff. It's, you know, be able to bring him out, and he boosts his attack based on the number of Blackwing monsters that I have. 2 Tamer Hawk Joes. Tamer Hawk Joe's really good. Also another way to get synchros back from the graveyard and everything and use them. Plus he's a 2600. 2 Nothing the Starlights. He's the only level 6 that I have in this deck. I can increase my opponent's monster's attack by 800, and I deal 800 points of effect damage. He's really good too. Plus I can normal summon an additional monster the turn that he comes out, and, you know, that's always good, especially for this deck. Just 1 Assault Blackwing Omimaru, the Divine Thunder. I'm gonna replace him with another Full Metal Armor Master when I can, but for now he's in here. Believe it or not, him being level 12, you still could easily bring him out. He's not hard at all. I mean, and his effect is he can't be targeted. He can't be targeted by other effects. I mean, so you have a 3000 monster that your opponent can't get rid of. Alright, 2 Raid Raptor, the Force Strix. This is mostly for searching. He's easy to get. He's easy to exceed summon and just search for it. Remove a material and add a Winged Beast type monster from your deck to your hand. 1 Castel, the Sky Blaster Musketeer. Just pop your opponent's monster back to their deck. Easy to bring out. Ace Beast Zerofin. He's really good because he can negate your opponent's effects when he gets Exceed Summon. That's really beneficial, definitely for me, because you can wipe your opponent's field easily with him. And then last but not least, 1 Wee Witch's Apprentice for the Link monster. Just 1. You can have 2 in this deck if you want. I only run 1 just because, you know, it's just enough for me to bring out on the field, and increases all my dark monsters' attack by 500. So, you know, it can make a Gale a 1900, make a Bora a 22 and stuff. So I mean, it really is it really does help me, and I love it. It also helps the deck out and everything. So, alright guys, that is the end of my profile review, my deck profile. I'm glad you guys hope you guys enjoyed it. This is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. I never got a chance to up until now. Finally got the courage. I was always embarrassed. I don't know how a lot of people on YouTube, especially, you know, they were able to make profiles and not get embarrassed by it. But alright, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.